If you're just joining us, I am sitting with the owner of Kameo Productions Studios, Miss Kamille. Burn, 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 burn. Confetti, confetti, confetti. All the things confetti. How are you?
Outstanding. How are you, Symphony?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm super excited about this interview because, one, I get to learn more about you as a skater, but then also the production company as well. Before I do that, I just want to thank you again for the class.
Yes.
I was laughing. My mom and I are like jokesters. We like to have fun, but we really walked away like, you know what? Like, I really learned this. I feel more confident that I can get outside and skate a little bit.
That's why we do it.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Absolutely. Now let's start with you, because being that you have your brand and then you branched off into have your own studio.
Yeah.
When did you get into skating?
Wow. So I share my story. It's my testimony. 9 months pregnant, riding through the Atlanta streets, hit by a drunk driver, went into labor, unconscious, pulled out of a window, wrist hanging off. I was told that I may be paralyzed and I may not be able to walk again. I definitely wasn't going to be able to type and work a regular office job anymore. Home, cast up to my neck with a newborn child. Yeah,
Holy
unreal.
moly.
We were both unconscious, so they were like, who do we fix first, your wrist or get the baby out? It was just like a whole to do. And God was in the midst of it all. I was invited to the roller skating rink, going to therapy for my wrist, learning to use my hand again.
Yeah.
And then I was invited to the roller skating rink, and I went there and I was like, this is amazing. Everybody was moving. I was able to move my hips. I didn't have to in my legs, because when you're still for so long, you don't know what kind of mobility you have. You have to get reacclimated, not just to your body, but you.
Yeah.
And so through each move, I just became a fighter. I was really bad at roller skating, and
Holy moly, wait,
Yeah.
Pause a second.
Yeah.
So you literally weren't into skating before that accident?
No.
It wasn't until the accident that you got into, well, obviously after and like through the process, but
Yeah.
afterwards that you got into skating?
literally, as a kid, we went a couple times, but it wasn't like a thing for my family. We went a couple times, you know, party here or there, but nothing like what it is now.
I mean, and look at you now, you've done the Super Bowl with Usher, you've also done his residency. Like, how was, first of all, let's take it to the Super Bowl, because that is a moment in itself. Can we, the most seen Super Bowl of, you know, like all time, I mean, only. How was that? First of all, how did it happen? Let's start there. How did that come about?
I was working on another job, and I got a call at the very last minute. Can you come to Vegas like today? And I'm like, I'm working with Disney right now. Can I finish up and pack a bag? Because it's nothing.
Right.
It is nothing for
Right,
me to
I'm
pull out.
gonna be there.
And that's what happened. And I had a day literally to pack because I didn't know, you know,
Yeah,
what to expect. I didn't know anything. And I just walked into the most beautiful experience, seeing Usher in that capacity, the tenacity, the amount of focus. We couldn't share. Our phones were locked up daily because, you know, of course, you don't want anything to leak. And
Exactly.
as a choreographer, I respect the art. I don't even like for people to come inside of the studio, so I get it. And just being in that space to see what they had put together, and it was still evolving. Some things didn't work. They were changing up until the last minute. Our clothes,
Wow.
they were like, he didn't like our outfits. And 3 days before Super Bowl, we're still working on outfits because he's an artist. He knew what he wanted. Everybody on his team is spectacular. We had to make history, so yeah.
Looking back, right, to Kamille, you were a dancer, you were obviously moving, and then you get into this accident, and now looking at you now, how proud of you are you?
Sometimes I don't get a moment to celebrate myself, but after the Super Bowl, I turned off the phone and I was like, I'm gonna celebrate.
Yeah.
Because it was a major milestone, not just for me, but for skate culture, for Atlanta, for all of the people that were a part of the big production. That was the moment when I sat back and I was like, celebrate yourself, be present, be super grateful, because as we move in TV and film, things come so fast.
They do.
You're here today, you're booked tomorrow. It's a job, and you have it's so demanding. We don't get a chance to celebrate. As a mother, how many times as a mom do you get to say, good job, you did a great job cooking that chicken tonight? No, the kids are like, and what's for breakfast?
Oh, correct. And what's next, Mom? What's gonna be on the side?
So it's our responsibility as women, as people, as humans, as entertainers to press the brakes and stop everybody for our health and then for ourselves to be proud of ourselves, because we don't get that moment a lot of times.
Well, I'm very proud of you.
Aw,
As a
thank
human,
you.
as a woman, as a mom, as an entertainer, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. You too, Symphony.
I appreciate it. Now let's talk about this balance, because I don't have any kids, and it still blows my mind when you tell me like, oh, I have a kid that's 20. Stop playing with me, like he's like 2 probably, but you have 2 kids. How is that balancing
Wow.
entertainment life and then still being a mom? Because you're very active too in their lives.
Super active. My son's 20 at FAMU. My daughter's 10. They're 10 years apart. And I'm a super active, hands-on mom. Severe food allergies, both of them. So all the food has to be hand-cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah, from birth. So I have to cook. Before I went to Vegas, most of the time was spent meal prepping for my daughter that's still home. And
Wow.
it has to be done right. And the clothes have to be right. They have to be pressed, and curriculum and tutors. And so I've set my life up to where I can do both.